Okay. So the first word for chapter 9 vocab is delicate. And it is an adjective that means easily broken. So a spider's web can be described as delicate. This is a glass bird that would be very delicate. The wings of a butterfly are delicate. Has anyone ever blown um, the stems off these kinds of flowers to make a wish on them? Yeah, or it's like a weed, I think. They're very delicate. You can break them easily. All right. Alex, are you good to go, cutie? Are you open up to chapter 9 vocab? And you wrote down that delicate means easily broken. Good. All right. So does someone think they know how to pronounce the next word? Oh, I like this next word a lot. And I think some of us have, since the stay-at-home order has started, some of us have definitely been more of this word. Does anyone think they know how to pronounce it?
How to check for water damage.
How to pronounce the next word? Hi, Benny. Welcome. No one thinks they know how to pronounce the next word? What do you think, Saul?
Sedentary.
Close. Sedentary. Has anyone been more sedentary since the quarantine started, since the stay-at-home order has started? Mars has maybe been more sedentary. So no. So if you are sedentary, you are kind of like a couch potato. Okay. A couch potato. Michaela, have you been maybe a little bit more sedentary since the quarantine started? Yeah. So if you are sedentary, it means that you are lazy, inactive. You might just be lying around your couch all day watching TV. Lucy, no, the Lucy definitely looks like this from a good amount of time. And I mean, Lucy is definitely a sedentary cat because look at now, she's back on her. That's sedentary for you. That's what sedentary looks like. So, yep, if you are just kind of laying around. So in chapter 9, Charlotte calls herself a sedentary spider. She's kind of an inactive spider, and in means not. So this would be not active. Okay. So I know I've been more sedentary, at least a little bit more sedentary since this quarantine started. What's up, Saul?
I think I know a routine for Lucy.
What?
4 a.m. eat breakfast. 12 p.m. sleep. 13 p.m. wake up a little bit.
13 p.m.
1 p.m. wake up a little bit. 10 p.m. sleep.
Sounds about right. 4 a.m. poke her cat mama in the nose asking for
Cat
food.
mama.
Me. That's silly. That's like Wilbur's schedule. All right, kiddos. Does anyone think they know how to pronounce the next word? How to pronounce? Darwin, what do you think?
Is it knee or ne?
Ne.
Neglected.
Beautiful. Neglected. Penny, you've heard this word, or you just thought that's how it was pronounced? So if something's neglected, or it could be a verb or an adjective. But if something's neglected, it means that you didn't take care of it. But it could also mean that you have failed to do something. So for example, this man neglected to put gas in his car, and so his car stopped. He failed to put gas in his car. Anthony, start writing this, please. This girl forgot to or neglected to go to bed on time, and so she fell asleep in class. If you neglected to do something, you might say, oops. Okay. And then the opposite of neglecting would be to care. So if you neglected to do something, you failed to do something. Like maybe some of you have neglected to do your homework one week. And remember, just as a reminder, some of you neglected to go on Lexia every day. So make sure you go on Lexia every day, okay? It's good for you. Neglected is having failed to do something. All right. Now, Saul, you think you know the next word? What do you think, kiddo?
Hastily.
Hey. So
Hastily.
Hastily. Yep. So if you've done something hastily, you've done something in like a very rushed way. So if you've tried, like this person drew a picture hastily, okay? And some of you, if you've done something hastily, I've made you erase it and rewrite it, okay? So if you've done work, if you've done your classwork hastily, that's definitely the time when I've made you redo it. Has anyone ever rushed or gotten ready hastily for school in the morning? Or hastily went to school? Where like, I know there's been sometimes when second graders have come and they've kind of cried in the morning because they've had to, their morning was so rushed. It was very hasty. And they had to get to school very hastily. And so they've kind of come and cried because they didn't like having to rush so much. What's up, Scarlett? You're muted, kiddo. You have to unmute yourself. Scarlett, you're muted, kiddo.
I wasn't raising my hand.
Oh, sorry, kiddo. I thought you were. All right. So this woman is cleaning the house hastily. This man and this person are also rushing to work hastily. Okay. Delicate, Josh. Okay. Delicate, kiddo. Did you get kicked off? All right. So delicate, Josh. I'm just going to go back and review. Delicate. You have to do this pretty quickly, okay? Delicate means easily broken. Josh got kicked off, so I'm just reviewing it for him a little bit. Okay. Josh, you have to do this kind of quickly, okay, sweetie? Are you writing? Okay. Easily broken. Sedentary means lazy, not active. Thank you all for being patient. If you got kicked off, you'd want to be able to review the words too. Did you write down sedentary, Josh? Lazy, not active. So Charlotte thinks that people should be more sedentary. She thinks people rush too much. Charlotte thinks that people are rushing and rushing and rushing and that people need to slow it down. What's up, Saul?
In the other one, like in hastily, are those chickens like headless?
Yeah, if you're doing something hastily, you might run around like a headless chicken. And then, Josh, neglected is if you failed to do something. Again, thank you all for being patient. Yeah, have any of you ever neglected to do something? Maybe you neglected to do a chore or to do a homework assignment. What's up, Michaela? Or
I watched a movie.
You watched a movie over the weekend? Yeah?
Huh?
Nice.
Charlotte's Web.
Charlotte's Web? Oh, I love that movie. Maybe I can show Charlotte's Web over Zoom. And maybe when the book is over, we can have a little movie party over Zoom. All right, kiddos. And then Josh, hastily means to do something in a rushed way. So if you're doing something hastily, you're doing something in a rushed way. All right, does anyone think they know? Yeah, Sonic moves around hastily. Does someone think they know how to pronounce the next word? Ooh, I like this next word too. What do you think, Aaliyah?
Delectable.
Not quite. It's
Delectable.
delectable. Yeah. So the word. Ooh, you're gonna like this word. Delectable. Yummy, yummy chocolate. So something's delectable. It means it's delicious. So to me, and a lot of times delectable is often referred to when it comes to desserts, but I happen to think that pizza is delectable. But a lot of times you would describe like a rich dessert as being delectable. So if you tell your parents that you would like a delectable dessert, I think that they'll give it to you just for using the word delectable. Okay. Delicious. Okay. Does anyone think they know the next word? How to pronounce the next word? It's long O, long I. No? Okay. The word is oblige. Oblige. The word is oblige. So if you are, a lot of times people will say happy to oblige. And that means to oblige means to help in order to please. So a lot of times you'll hear the phrase, I'm happy to oblige. I'm happy to help. So this minion is saying, I'm here to help you. This man is maybe asking, will you please oblige? Will you please help? And so he's pulling him out of the hole. To oblige, like a waiters might say, I am here to oblige. I'm here to serve you. This man is obliging the older woman by carrying her groceries for her. So happy to oblige means to help in order to please. So it's nice if people are obliging, if people are helpful. And then we actually just have one last word, but that you need to write down the definition for, but then we have some phrases that we're going to review a little bit for chapter 9, just so you can understand it a little bit better. Now, does anyone think they know how to pronounce the last word? The last word. What do you think, Georgette?
I was muted.
Oh, what do you think, Georgette?
Simonic?
No, not quite. What do you think, Penny? Say it in a big voice. I can't quite hear you. Mars?
Summoning?
Summoning. So Penny, if that's what you were saying, I'm sorry, I just couldn't hear you.
Yes.
So the word is summoning. Now, maybe some of you, to summon someone. So if you are summoning someone, you are demanding or calling upon them. So for example, you might be summoned to court, meaning that you're demanded to come to the courthouse. Maybe if you've gotten in trouble, your parents or your teacher have summoned you. They've called you over with that little finger, okay? Or Aladdin summoned the genie. So whenever someone rubs the magic lamp, the genie is summoned. Okay, he has no choice but to come. Okay. So summoning would be to call upon. I'm going to mute all of you just because there's some background noise. All right. Has anyone ever heard this word or been summoned before? Or have you ever heard of jury summons? Have you ever maybe heard of jury summons? No, so sometimes your parents might get a jury summons, meaning that they would have to go to a courthouse and potentially be part of a jury to decide if someone's guilty or not. Yeah. Ask your parents about jury summons. And it's part of the word summoning. Summons, summoning. All right. Now, so you don't have to write anymore, but these are some words to review or some phrases to review. In chapter 9, Charlotte kind of not quite makes fun of, but says that people were kind of silly when they tried to build a web. And she says that they tried to build a web when they built the Queensboro Bridge. Okay. So the Queensboro Bridge is a real bridge. I believe it's like in New York, Brooklyn, New York. And do you see how this part can kind of look like a spider's web? The top of it, this part kind of can look like a spider's web, the top of the bridge. And so, well, you have to read chapter 9, but she's saying, Charlotte says that humans try to build a web, and that humans were very hasty. They rush. And that all humans do is that they go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. But maybe if they stopped and stood still for a second, things would be better for us. But she thinks she was talking about how they built the Queensboro Bridge. And it kind of looks like their version of a web, the top part of the bridge. The next word is spinnerets. Does anyone see a label, or can someone read what spinnerets are? Spinnerets are what, Saul?
They are silk spinning organs.
Yeah, so they're the part of the spider in which the silk would come out for them to spin their web. Okay. So again, spiders' webs are made of silk. And so silk, do you see how it's sprouting out from the spinnerets in this picture? It's kind of amazing. And so that's what they use to make webs. The last word, or the last couple words, again, you don't have to write anything. The last word, can you all sway for me? Sway. Yeah, Georgette is swaying. Mars is swaying. Penny is swaying. So if you are swaying, it means you're moving from side to side. Okay? And the last word, maybe you can act out this last word at home too. The last word is to crouch. So if you want to get up and crouch down, or kind of like, if I'm crouching down like this, you're kind of bending down with your knees, maybe like to hide. Okay. Georgia, no. Okay. I know we're sleepy. It's Monday morning. So to crouch down would be like to kind of bend down. All right. So we'll pause here with the chapter 9 vocab. Again, what does boast mean when it says Wilbur's boast? To boast means to, someone want to raise their hand and tell me? To boast, Jaylene's got it. What does it mean, Jaylene?
Brag.
To brag. Yep, to boast means to brag. So kiddos, we have math at 11. And for math at 11, we're going to review that lesson 10 exit ticket. Most of you actually did pretty well on it, but some of us do need to retry it. So if you could bring that lesson 10 exit ticket, and then we're also going to, I'll show you the packet that you also need to bring for today. So in math today at 11, we're going to review the lesson 10 exit ticket. And then we also need to bring this one to math today. Okay. It says length, money, and data. What's up, Georgette?
I have a question and a comment. Can we read a book before math?
Yeah, if you wanted to stay and read a book, go ahead. And Darwin, yes, I did see that you caught up. If you could do lesson 10 right now, because I need to move you to a new assignment today. Okay, so finish lesson 10 right now, okay? But you did catch up. You just need to finish lesson 10 now, okay? All right, kiddos, so if you want to stay on for a book, you can. Otherwise, I can see you at 11 o'clock for math, okay? What's up, Georgette?
You're still recording.
Oh, thank you. Yes, I am. I